Hi, welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit, I read tarot intuitively, and today we have another timeless pick a card reading on what effects do you have on other people. So we have three piles to choose from. Pile number one, we have the Buddha Tarot. Pile number two, we have the Diablo Tarot, using all my big decks today. Pile number three, we have the Pastoral Tarot. So take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot, it helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number one. If you chose the Buddha Tarot, this is your reading on what effects do you have on other people. So we're asking angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master, star family today to help me tap into what effects does pile number one have on other people. We thank you for these clear, concise, and accurate messages. We thank you for always guiding us, especially when we need it the most. Okay, pile number one, we have the Fool, we have the High Priestess, we have Parinibbana, which is the extra card in this deck. We have Ratna Sambhava, we have Ten of Vajras, we have Strength, we have Amoga Siddhi, we have Three of Lotuses, and we have Five of Jewels. So the effect that you have on other people is, pile number one, you have been put on this earth to liberate people. And you may do it in multiple different kind of ways. You know, for some people, the sort of liberation that you deliver to people is more gentle, but sometimes it can be a little rough. You know, you are very, very intuitive, you're very, very psychic, and everyone is psychic, yes, but you know, you have to understand that you are extra psychic and you're very much in touch with your psychic ability. So you very much could be a tarot reader, you could do some energy healing, you could be into Reiki, you could be into Tai Chi, you could be into yoga, you could be into any sort of healing modalities, but you have a very calming effect on people. You have a very calming presence. Therefore, you have a very calming effect on people. You know, you sort of are like this agent of chaos that when people cross paths with, they don't have any choice but to realize their true nature. What you're also doing, pile number one, is you're helping people to wake up to their true purpose on this earth. You know, you're sort of making people remember who they truly are and why they are here. You know, and this can even put a lot of unwarranted hate on your back. You know, you could be often target of a lot of hate, and I think the older you've gotten, you've understood to not take it personally, but I think it still affects you in a very, very major kind of way. You know, and I think a lot of your own life process is about not taking things so personally, you know. And I feel pile number one, you're also giving me like the wounded healer Chiron archetype over here. You know, we have the Ten of Vajras, and the Ten of Vajras in this deck is Ten of Swords. And you know, the way I read this card is, sometimes we have been put in the way of horrible things. You know, sometimes it's not so much our fault, it is not so much what we have done. You know, sometimes we just get into certain kind of situations which really hurt us, and I feel this has happened with you a lot. You know, you have been a target of something that you shouldn't really have been a target of, and I think a lot of your own healing journey is to do a lot with not blaming yourself and understanding that you were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, and sort of really remove yourself from the claustrophobia of self-referentiality. You know, you definitely have, you could even have like a very spiritual ego, you know, and that sometimes even limits you, is what I'm getting. But I want you to know that a lot of y'all in this pile are craving a lot of stability. I feel a lot of y'all want a lot of stability, a lot of y'all want a lot of abundance, and it's going to come to you, but you will only be able to manifest the kind of stability and abundance that you want is by healing other people, pile number one. You're not meant to have a conventional job. Even if you're working a 9 to 5 in an office, you know, you are very healing. And you know, you will only be able to create the kind of life you want to create is by helping other people. You know, your life purpose has a lot to do with being of service for the greater good of all. You know, in a way, you're almost like leading humanity. And I think you're also very, very deep. You have a lot of layers, you know, and You've become more discerning about even who you share what with, given the kind of experiences you've had. And, I'm really noticing the elephant card on the fool card over here. And, elephants, they never forget things, and like I said, a lot of your own life purpose right now is to help people remember who they are. You could even like be a star seed. You may even identify as with a star seed label, but whatever way you choose to do this, you're meant to help people wake up, and that's the sort of effect you have on other people over here. I think you as a person, you love being in darkness, or even if you don't love being in darkness, you can navigate darkness very, very well. You can be in long periods of darkness without flinching, like most people. You're very comfortable in your own abyss, and you also sort of help people jump into their own abyss, you know. And we have Parinibbana, so it's literally liberation, it's nirvana, the one that Buddha got at the end of his lifetime, and it's sort of like the end to the cycle of rebirth. And it's very interesting. We have, the descendant from Tushra heaven, which is the fool, which is Gautam Buddha before he sort of took birth in as a human. And so we have this full circle moment happening here. And by that, what I'm getting is, pile number one, this could very much be your own last life on earth. This could be your last incarnation if you choose to make it so. And I feel a lot of your life purpose has to do with you helping other people just wake up to their own true nature. Even if whether it's kindly, whether it's with aggression, you're supposed to do this. And I think this is a natural effect you have on people. You have to understand that you have been put into certain people's lives at a certain point of time for a greater reason. There are no coincidences, especially in your life, pile number one. You're very, 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 very special. And I think in this lifetime, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to heal yourself. And the only way you can truly heal is by healing other people. Take it from me. Your purpose also here is to be a healer, and when you sort of overcome your own emotionality, I'm getting a lot of non-yoga over here, like yoga of knowledge. You're sort of meant to have a very empirical, a very realistic way of deducing things, and you're supposed to apply those principles to your spirituality, and that is going to help you get full control of your emotions. You're going to be the master of your emotions, and only when you're able to master your emotions completely, that's when you will be able to master the physical realm. Like I said, your emotionality has a lot to do with the kind of abundance you have, and you only get what you truly feel you deserve. So it's really the time for you to bring your self-esteem up. It's very, very important that you bring your self-esteem up. Pile number one. You may have a lot of forsaken people around you, or you may even have this tendency of attracting people who are very broken by their very nature, and sometimes it sort of backfires. I think you've always had good intentions, but people didn't exactly have the intentions of healing, even if you were providing healing for them, because at the end of the day, people have to do their work. You can just show someone the way, and I feel you've had a lot of like weird people that you've had to come across, but just know that even that has been there for a deeper reason, and I know I was probably just channeling, but coming back to, the kind of effects you have on other people, people definitely see you as very mysterious. I think people really want to know more about you. It's like when you come into someone's life, they didn't even know that you were something that they even wanted, so you're like this fictional character that people don't think that exists, but you do exist, and you just shake people's world up, pile number one. It's giving very that. And yeah, I'm just getting like a very, very strong spiritual energy. Your energy is very clean. You could very much have your own rituals to cleanse yourself. You could very much be empaths over here. And the more you embody your ability to heal in this life, I think the simpler your life will get. I think you've had your own inner cognitive dissonance when it comes to this, because I think somewhere you understood this, but you still have a very rational type of mind, which gets very limiting at times. And I think a lot of your own personal struggle has been tapping into just the unlimited potential of your subconscious. And I feel a lot of your power lies there. A lot of your power lies there. you know, and you're also very, very patient, you know. I think just being around you, people just feel this calming presence, you know. That's primarily the kind of effect you have on people, you know. And like I said, you know, you do have a tendency of attracting broken people. You do have a tendency of attracting people who are really down and out. And you know, often people like that may not even be grateful for the kind of things that you do for them. But just know that right people are coming towards you, and you won't have to settle for just any garbage over here, you know. I'm sensing that a lot of y'all could be mothers here as well, you know. But with the High Priestess card, what I'm getting here is a lot of y'all are, like I said, you know, you're okay being in your own abyss, and you know, you help people jump into their own abyss, you know. And you understand that there is something about mysteries that you will never completely be able to comprehend, you know. And you're okay with that. You're okay with the unknown. You're okay with just existing with the unknown. I think it excites you. I think you inherently understand that there are things that are just beyond your comprehension, and there will always be something that is just outside your grasp, you know. But you're very, very spiritually advanced, and the more you sort of embrace how you truly feel, because right now you're sort of suppressing that, and you know, you sort of clear out your emotional channel, abundance will flow in for you. I really see that over here, pile number one. You may have even had very humble beginnings, you know, or you didn't have a lot to start with, but you have this ability to create everything out of nothing, pile number one. Don't underestimate this, even for a minute. You know, you're meant to create things from ground up, you know. And the effect that you have on people is, again, it's a very grounding effect, you know. People feel as if they're out in nature when they're with you, you know. People feel very one, you know. People feel as if everything is very, very connected, and it is because of your very magnetic spiritual aura, you know. You're just radiating this, and I don't even think a lot of y'all even realize this, you know. You quite literally have like a halo around your head, you know. You may be seeing a lot of sign synchronicities, feathers, you know. Let it all relax you. And this pile specifically, just know that you will only heal if you heal other people, you know. You're very much called here to provide some sort of healing wherever you can, in whichever way you can, you know, at whatever level you can. Pile number one, it's very, very important, and I feel I'm repeating myself because this is just like a very, very important lesson over here, you know. Shuffle some oracle. Anything I missed? What effects does pile number one have on people? Okay, we have the shaman card, and this, thank you for the confirmation, spirit. You know, this is everything that I've been trying to say, you know. Like, you have the ability to go into your own inner depths, and you're okay just staying there for a very, very long time. And you know, you go through your own very intense transformations over here. And you know, the shaman is someone who understands the journeys between worlds. So the shaman is someone who can be completely destroyed, go down, be broken down, be completely ripped apart, you know. And then they sort of rise up from the abyss, from hell, and they go up to the heavens, and they bring down that light from heaven and hell back to earth. You know, the shaman is quite literally the bridge between the three worlds, you know. And you have this ability to go in and out of the worlds, you know. A lot of y'all could be seeing crows, a lot of y'all could be seeing owls, you know. Just know that they are your totem animals, and they're sort of guiding you through your own spiritual transformation. And it is only through going through your own transformation will you be able to help other people heal, you know. The work of a shaman is not easy, you know. A shaman could be a poet, a shaman could even be someone in the military, you know. There is no limit to what a shaman can look like, you know. You don't have to be in the forest wearing like leaves to be a shaman, you know. So please understand this. And yes, you have this ability of just alchemizing things, you know. You are an alchemist, pile number one. You are truly an alchemist, and you're supposed to help people transmute a lot of these negative dense energies, you know. And I feel you yourself may have gone through your own fair share of abuse, you know. And again, healing other people is going to help you heal yourself, pile number one. Please understand this. It's very important that you understand this message. Any other messages? Yeah, that's all I have for pile number. Once again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the Diablo Tarot, this is your reading on what effects do you have on other people. So we're asking angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master of our family today to help me tap into what effects does my pile number 2 have on other people. Okay, pile number 2, we have the King of Wands, we have 8 of Pentacles, we have Knight of Swords, Nine of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords, the Lovers, Nine of Swords, and the Moon. So it doesn't matter, pile number 2, whether you're male, female, anything in the middle, however you choose to identify, you are very much in your divine masculine energy. You know, we all have masculine and feminine within us, but sometimes some people have more of the masculine, some people have more of the feminine, and some people even have both of them pretty balanced. But what you have is just a lot of just this very alpha divine masculine energy. You know, you definitely can command a room. You know, I think a lot of people are very, very attracted to you. You know, you could be very, very attractive, you could be very conventionally handsome, just very, very beautiful, you know, but you are a natural born leader, pile number 2. You know, you just have this very natural sort of effect on people. And you know, the effect, by that what I mean is, I'm just getting this image of Berserk where Griffith, he's coming back from war, and you know, everyone is just sort of losing it in the village because you know he sort of saved the village. You know, so people may even project onto you like the savior complex, and I think you do have that a bit of. You know, you really shine in groups. You know, you could very much have extroverted energy. You know, you don't even have to be an extrovert to have this sort of presence. You know, you just command this presence whenever you enter the room. You know, and a lot of people know that they just shouldn't cross you. You know, and King of Wands, he's very fiery, he's very hot-headed. You know, he's someone who gets things done. You know, and that is very much supported here by the that is very much supported here by the Knight of Swords. You know, and you're very action oriented. You don't stay stuck very, very long. You're a doer, pile number 2. You're a doer. And you know, you inspire people to do things. You know, you could very much be my cardinal signs. You could be Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, and what is the air cardinal sign? Libra. You know, so you could have any of these very prominent cardinal placements in your birth chart. You know, you're definitely a doer over here, and a lot of your life mission here is to get things done, also to help people get things done. You know, and you understand, pile number 2, that your power lies in the collective. You know, you understand that you're meant to have an effect on the collective in some way, shape, form. However you choose to go about it, through social media, maybe in your village, whatever, you know, whatever you choose to do, pile number 2, you're meant to affect a large sum of people. You know, and your strength literally lies in people. You know, it lies in the trust people have on you. You know, you naturally have a very trusting presence about you. You know, people just confide in you easily, is what I'm getting. You know, but it's, you're not just all talk and no work. You know, you are a hard worker, you are consistent, you're very disciplined, you understand delayed gratification. You know, and that just makes you like a full threat, pile number 2. You know, you can back up everything you say. You know, and you may not even have like a very overt way of flexing. You know, your flex could be very subtle, pile number 2, but it's definitely seen. You know, people are also very, very intimidated by you. You know, you're definitely like the conventionally intimidating kind of person. You know, and you have like a zero tolerance policy. You do not tolerate anything that you know is not true. You know, so you may even call a lot of people out on their own lies and delusions. You know, you may really call people out on their own delusions, is what I'm getting. You know, and Queen of Swords, even though she's a queen, you know, she's probably the most masculine of the queens. You know, and she's highly perceptive. You know, so you could very much be clairvoyant. You know, you're psychic, but you're not psychic in like the conventional psychic kind of way, like tarot reading kind of way. You're psychic in a very real world kind of way. You know, you use your psychic gifts in the way you use your psychic gifts would be in like very hands-on type of experiences, very real life kind of experiences. You know, leading a group, you know. And I'm again, the image I'm getting, I'm getting like these hunter gatherers, and you know, there's just this alpha person leading everyone in the forest to hunt and to get food and to even have this equal distribution. You know, I'm really getting that very alpha protector, going to take care of everyone kind of energy over here. You know, and having said that, you're still very, very ideal. You know, you're very idealistic, you're very, very romantic. I would say you're a bit of a mush also, like internally. You know, you could very, if you're a guy, you could be very tall, you could be very broad chested, you could be very built, but you know, you could probably listen to something like Lana Del Rey. You know, I'm just giving an example, but that's just the analogy I'm getting. You know, you do have a very vulnerable soft side to you that obviously not everyone gets access to. You know, you're very limited about who gets to see what part of you, you know. But keep your idealism. I think your idealism is going to take you very, very far with your leadership qualities, you know. And even if you're working a 9 to 5, even if you're working in like a call center or whatever, just know that you're meant to be the CEO of the place. Pile number two, you really are. You're meant to lead people, you know. And you wouldn't be like a tyrant kind of a leader. You would be a very just kind of a leader, you know. You would really, and I think you have a very strong sense of justice as well, you know. And another thing I would like to say here, pile number two, is you're very good at manifesting. I don't think you realize that you're very good at manifesting. I think, you know, you just have your way of manifesting without realizing that what you're doing is called manifestation, you know. But I don't think you even have to always realize what you're doing is manifestation, you know, as long as you're getting what you want. And you know, you're my kind of people, you always get what you want. Even if you don't get what you want, you know, you sort of get what you need, you know. So whatever is truly in your alignment and for your highest good always finds its way to your pile number two. But I'm sensing you do have like this nervous energy. You may tend to get a little nervous, you may tend to panic at times, you know. And you very much have like a very powerful mind. And the thing about having a powerful mind is it works against you at times. It can really work against you, you know. So you could be overthinking in the night, you know. You may not be very, very grounded is also what I'm getting. So it's very important for you to go out for walks, you know, wherever you are. You know, just if you can walk bare feet in grass, nothing like it. But if that is too much to ask for, then just find whatever little national park you have near your house, or you know, it's very important for you to ground your energy out in nature and even have some sort of workout, you know, like move your body in whatever way you choose to move it, you know. I think you are an inspiration to a lot of people, pile number two. That's the way you have an effect on others, you know. You just are that inspiration to people, you know, whether you see yourself like that or not. You know, a lot of people look up to you, a lot of people want what you have, even if you feel you're not where you want to be. To a lot of people, you know, you're pretty much perfect, you know. So there is a lot of jealousy here as well, but don't give it any mind, it doesn't matter. And I think the amazing thing about you, pile number two, is you don't stay down and out very, very long. Even if someone has backstabbed you and betrayed you, you know, you're very quick to move on. You know, and I think this is something people also like don't like about you, especially people who want to keep you small. You know, so you're just killing it, pile number two, is what I want to say. You know, and we have the moon card. So, and the way I'm reading moon card, especially in this reading, is I feel you will have a lot of things coming out of your own subconscious and your own unconscious. I think there will be a lot of things that you will be learning about yourself that you don't really know, you know, and it's going to be a bit of a revelation. You know, you could have prominent 8th house and 12th house placements, and I have a lot of 12th house placements. And trust me, I learn something new about myself every day, pretty much. You know, I shock myself, you know, and I'm getting you also have that within you. You know, you could very much be also unlocking certain things at a much later point of time in your life, you know. So don't underestimate that. Don't think that just because you've been one way for your life, you're going to have to be like that forever. You know, that's not true. You know, you contain multitudes. You know, you're a walking paradox, pile number two. You know, so just understand that there will be things about yourself that you cannot completely understand, and that is okay. You know, when the time is right, it'll all click and make sense to you the way it needs to. You know, clarity will come. All you have to do is just keep doing, you know. And like I said, you are a doer. You know, there's nothing truly here that can stop you but yourself, pile number two. So just acknowledge how truly powerful you are. Shuffle some oracle. Anything I missed for pile number two? we have the healer and we have the vision. So, and by that, what I'm getting is it's very important for you to understand that even the things that you have gone through has been for the greater good of all. You know, you may have been put into certain situations which were really uncalled for, maybe in your youth, things like that. You know, you yourself have a certain amount of trauma that you have to keep revisiting to heal. You know, healing is not linear. You know, you have to sort of attack it from all different angles. You have to see it from all different views, perceptions, things like that. You know, and for you, I think you do have a tendency of repressing. You're very, very big on repressing. Pile number 2 is what I'm getting over here. And to that, what I would say is what you have to do is the opposite. You know, you have to feel your feelings. You know, maybe give yourself the privacy to cry if that is what is truly required. But don't hold on to your feelings, because you do hold on to your feelings. And a lot of times, your wisdom just remains as anger, you know. And I think you very much are on a quest. You know, I'm getting like the Holy Grail and the Knights, you know. You very much are on a quest, and I think you have your eyes on the prize. I think you understand where you want to be in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, you know. So it's very important you don't lose sight of the vision that you have for yourself. It's very, very important that you be consistent with that, especially if things go haywire and wrong. And whenever you feel triggered, use that as an opportunity to go inwards and heal yourself, because that will even make you like a stronger, a much more magnetic leader. Pile number 2, you know, a lot of y'all could very much end up in some very powerful places in your life, you know, because you're meant to have this command and effect on people, you know. You're meant to have this command and effect on people, you know, and you are like a people's person. Pile number 2, you know, you're just like a natural born leader through and through. And I think a lot of people really, really look up to you. But I think right now what you have to do is maybe even go a little inwards and see what is it that is truly, truly triggering you, and what needs healing. You know, what is it that you're hiding even from yourself? Because there are certain things that will come out of this darkness, you know. So a little time for self-introspection is going to take you a very long way. Pile number 2 is really the message over here. Another thing I really want to say here is you're never lost. You're always being guided. You know, you may even have certain detours in your life, but those detours were there so you could learn certain lessons. So nothing happens by coincidence, ever. Pile number 2, please understand this. You know, you are exactly where you need to be, doing the work that you're doing right now, so you can eventually ascend to where you're meant to be. You know, but don't bypass any of this. All of this is very, very important on your journey. Any other messages? Yeah, that's all I have for pile number 2s. Again, it's a general reading. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the Pastoral Tarot, this is your reading on what effects do you have on other people. So we're asking angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master star family today to help me tap into what effects does my pile 3 have on other people. Okay, pile number 3, we have Temperance, we have 7 of Pentacles, King of Wands, the Devil, 7 of Swords, Ace of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 9 of Cups. So you may have some messages in pile number 2. You may want to check that out. But the effect you have on people, pile number 3, is a lot of y'all could identify as earth angels. I think a lot of people just call you an angel, you know, because you have this very angelic aura about you. You know, you naturally are at a very higher frequency than most people around you, you know. And you may experience a lot of energy drain. You may experience a lot of people just sucking your life energy. You know, you may have experienced a lot of energetic vampirism over here is what I'm getting. But you definitely have a light about you. You know, I'm just getting white light in my mind, you know. So you definitely have a very angelic presence about you. You definitely have a very angelic presence about you. You're very healing. I think a lot of people love being around you. A lot of animals may just come up to you. They may just like be around you, you know, and it is because you have this very healing aura. And it is because you have this very, very healing aura. You know, you're a natural healer. You know, you just come into contact with people to heal them. You know, and sometimes it's not what they asked for, but people realize much later on that having you in their life was actually a blessing. So I feel you may have lost a lot of people because they didn't really admire you, or people didn't see you for who you were. And that was just divine protection because they were not supposed to see your light. Pile number 3. You know, and the effect you have on other people is you're a natural born leader. You know, we have King of Wands again. So you're very good at managing complex situations. You know, you would, for example, would be really good at something like coordinating a very large event for a lot of people. You know, you would be perfect for that. You know, you know how to tackle big crowds. Pile number 2. Pile number 3. So you may definitely want to check out pile number 2. You may have some messages there. You know, but with pile number 2, what I was getting was pile number 2 was very much in the masculine energy. You know, you're very much balanced in your masculine and your feminine energy. You know, like I'm literally getting like androgyne. I'm getting rebus. You know, so you could even be into alchemy. You could very much be into like reading about alchemy, practicing alchemy. You know, but you have this ability to alchemize things. You know, I feel you, especially pile number 3, you have been planted in situations that were really, really bad, and somehow you made it through. And you know, you have to firstly just acknowledge how divinely protected you are. You know, you're very, very much in touch with your own higher self. You know, you're really embodying your higher self. You know, and this can have a very polarizing effect on people, the way you affect them. You know, people who want to see the light may see you in the right light, but people who are really low vibrational, they may find your light to be very, very triggering. You know, people may even call you fake. People may even like bring you down just because they already feel beneath you. Pile number 3. You know, you definitely have this very healing, angelic presence about you. Pile number 3, I feel you teach people how to love. I think you have been put into people's lives also to teach them what love is. You know, and I think you've had your own long journey to learning what love is. But when you come into people's lives, what you do is you embody love. You know, and you show people the limits of their own boundaries, therefore how much they can extend so much further on. You know, you help people see their own unconscious, subconscious parts. You help people marry the different parts of themselves that have been, you know, at war against each other. You know, you're quite literally the peacekeeper here. I'm getting Joan of Arc for some reason. You know, so you could very much have a divine calling. You could very much even be a tarot reader here of some kind, or you could do astrology, something like that, you know. Or even if you have a very worldly job, you know, you are like a resolution to people. You know, you are what people have prayed for. You know, so for my singles in this pile, I just want you to know that you will be with an equal. You won't just have to settle for just any random person. You know, you will genuinely have someone as special as you. You're not meant to be with most people, pile number 3, because you're not like most people. You know, and this is a good thing. This is a great thing. You know, and this is something you'll learn to celebrate about yourself if you can't celebrate about yourself right now, because you will understand just how truly special you are, and people like you are very, very less on earth. Pile number 3. You also teach people patience. The effect you have on people is you teach them patience. You know, you also teach people not to go astray. You know, I think you have had your own I think you've had your own fair share of experiences that have been very, very negative, and that has really given you a very real perspective on things. You know, and you may even share your perspective. Like I said, you know, you could very much be like a tarot reader like me, you know, or, you know, whatever way you choose to sort of express your knowledge, it's very, very valued. People really need it, you know. I think what you also do is the effect you have on people is you don't let people stay in delusions for very, very long. You don't let people stay in ignorance for very, very long. You know, you're sort of like the lightning of realization. You know, you're sort of the truth, pile number 3. You embody truth. And when you embody truth, it can put a lot of hate on your own back. But again, like I said, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you're truly, truly protective. You know, you're very much in touch with the divine. You're very much you very much also experience love in all kinds of way, shape, form. You know, you don't just it's not just romantic or platonic love for you. Everything is love for you, pile number 3. And the more you embody this loving frequency, the more you really, really embody this loving frequency, you will be able to manifest whatever you want. I feel a lot of y'all are owed a lot of abundance. A lot of ancestral wealth is supposed to come to you. A lot of y'all are generational curse breakers, pile number 3. And that is very, very powerful. You're also very, very smart. You know when to conserve yourself. You also teach people this. You're a very good teacher, pile number 3. You're a natural teacher, whether you teach in a class or not, You have a lot of knowledge to give people. You could very much even channel information here. But it is through your heart. Your heart chakra is very, very important over here, It is through your heart that you will be able to heal yourself and heal others. So it's very important that you stay in touch with your heart, and you could like the outdoors, you could love nature, So find time to go out, We all get super busy, and it's very difficult to even find it's very difficult to find time at times to go out, and ground our energy. But grounding your energy is going to be very, very helpful for you. It's going to be very, very beneficial for you. I think you may even attract a lot of people who are heartbroken. You may attract a lot of people who are deceived. You may attract people who don't have parents or something like that, and you have to understand that all those things have a much deeper reason than what you can understand right now. You're very much attracting these people to heal them. And in the process, you will also be healed, pile number 3, and even if you have a very conventional job, even if you're working in corporate office, you will be able to create abundance again by showing people the way. Like I said, you're a natural born leader over here, and the older you get, the more information you will have to share with people. So don't for a minute even think that you don't know enough. Trust me, you will know more information once you share it with other people. I can really testify on that, pile number 3. Being a tarot reader myself, So don't feel as if you don't know enough, because then you will never know enough. And a lot of times your own knowledge, it has to be verbalized. It really has to be verbalized. A magician casts spells. He speaks his spells out. He doesn't just write them. There is some magical synthesis happens through spoken word. Imagine, right? For example, I gave you a choice of a very well-written notebook, a very well-written textbook, or a very good lecturer who's very magnetic, who's very enthusiastic about what they teach, and has a lot of charisma, just like you. Wouldn't you prefer to listen to their lecture or TED talk over reading a book? I know most people don't like to read. Most people would prefer audio visuals, right? And you are like this audio visual, and I think a lot of people may even have crushes on you, and a lot of people may not even want to admit it to you that they have a crush on you, just because they may think that you're ultra hot, and you probably have a lot of people around you. And I think you also do, you do have a lot of people around you, but you have your eyes on your prize. You're very much, you're a go-getter. You're not someone who wastes time. You know what you want and you go after it. And that is very, very admirable about you. You inspire people without even realizing that you're inspiring people, just by being yourself, pile number 3. You're that powerful of an earth angel, So don't underestimate you. Don't underestimate your potential. Don't even underestimate the effects you have on other people. You're truly a blessing for people to have you in their life. Whether they admit to this or not, pile number 3. Please know this. You help set a lot of people free, without even realizing. A lot of times you may just be channeling information for people without even realizing that what you're doing is tapping into Akashic records and channeling what people need to hear. And I used to do this very, very often when I was much younger without realizing what I'm doing, and when you do it consciously, the power amplifies, trust me. So just do it more consciously. You're very multi-talented, and you're not just multi-talented in a worldly sense, you're multi-talented in a very spiritual sense. So whenever you have been put on someone's path, it is for a much deeper reason than what meets the eye. So don't be fooled. You have that ability to introspect, you have that ability to be true to yourself. All that has been given to you for a much greater reason than what you probably realize right now. But you're very much tapped into source, you're very much tapped into love, and that is the highest frequency to alchemize anything. You can alchemize things through love. Pile number 3, I really want you to understand that the secret to alchemy is love, and you are an alchemizer. You have the ability to transmute very heavy, dense things that have happened to you, and you can even help other people transmute these negative energies. And at times, what happens when you're a transmuter is you may even take on to a lot of people's energy. So it's very important that you cleanse your energy. Daily salt baths, things like that is going to help you a lot, and you have to also understand at a much deeper level that all the suffering you had to go through happened for a deeper reason. And the very fact that you haven't turned out to be like a bitter, horrible human being, that tells you a lot about who you are. You may want to check out a Who You Are reading I did on the channel, but the very fact that you still retain all this love within you, despite everything you have gone through, that has much deeper reason. I will just leave it at that. But that is something for you to go inwards and really ask yourself. Pile number 3, and another effect that I feel you have on people is you teach people how to be true to themselves. You really teach people how to be completely honest and loyal to yourself, because I think you have been really tested, you have been really tried. You've gone through everything possible that a person could go through, but you have come out being this beautiful earth angel because that's who you are. You're just waking up to your true potential, and that is very, very powerful. Just imagine all the good you could do with all the love that you have, pile number 3. The world really needs people like you. Shuffle some oracle. Anything I missed? Pile number 3. We have the bridge, and by the bridge card, I'm getting Bodhisattva in my head, so you could very much be a light worker. You could identify with that, you could even identify with being a starseed, but you're meant to help people bridge the gap between, parts of themselves. You're supposed to help people become whole again, and that is the primary effect you have on people. Don't ever underestimate this, pile number 3, ever. What you can do, most people cannot, and people like you are really, really required right now, especially on earth with everything going on, so really extend that self-love to yourself, and through that you will be able to extend it to other people, and I feel a lot of y'all are going to come into a lot of abundance by sort of following your spiritual calling over here, which is quite literally being an earth angel, you know Any other messages? Yeah, that's all I have for pile number 3s. Again, it's a general reading. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video. Share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And I'll see you guys in the next reading.